Hi, um, welcome to this interesting session. My name is Peter Mpwigitao. I am the founder and CEO of Excellence Molders International. And at the beginning of each and every new season, it's important that we ask ourselves deliberately and clearly from the depth of our heart and our mind, who are we? Who am I? What value do I carry along? Because that is what informs how people deal with you, how people look at you, how people treat you, and how you interact with people. So today I will discuss something that a question that I personally do not respond to when somebody who knows me asks me. And I'm sure this is a question that you have been asked by people when you meet, mainly on the streets, and probably somebody you've not met over some time, or even somebody who knows you very well, but asks you this question that then leaves a bigger question in regards to, does this person know who I am? And that question is, what are you doing nowadays? Sounds familiar? Sounds like something that you have been asked this year, something that somebody has asked you. Probably, even it looked, to some extent, it looked like a greeting. But that is one question that I am deliberate about not answering when somebody asks me, so what are you doing nowadays? Now, the first reason as to why I choose not to respond directly to that question is because it is a question that talks about lack of identity for me as an individual. That means when you ask me, what am I doing nowadays? It to a large extent means that you do not associate me with anything. It then means that whoever is asking you that question has nothing specific that he associates you with. He does not have anything of substance, anything that talks about you. And I would want to base this argument on the fact that if today you met Usain Bolt, you will never ask him what he's doing nowadays. If you met your doctor, you will never ask your doctor what he's doing nowadays. If you met a lawyer, you will never ask a lawyer, so what are you doing nowadays? So when anybody asks you what you are doing today or what you're doing nowadays, what you're doing in the new year, it basically means that they do not associate you with anything specific. So that you do not have an identity around that which is your purpose, that which is your career, that which is your course, that which is your trade, that which is what you do on a day-to-day basis. So today, ask yourself, what do you want to be known for in this new year? What do you want to be known for life? What do you want to be known for as your career, as your identity, as the you that is? For me, I chose that I want to be known as a sales leader, as a trainer, and as a personal financial planning coach. So those are the areas that anybody who knows me knows very well. This is what Peter is all about. So that means that if you meet me and you ask me what are you doing nowadays, the number one, it would be from a point that you do not actually understand or know or relate with me to a level where then you have had a chance to discuss who Peter is. So today, ask yourself, what do you want to be known for? What do you want people to identify you with? The time you meet your former primary school or high school teacher, it is clear, it's evident, it's obvious that this teacher is known to you based on what he has shaped in your life. So to you today, have you shaped somebody's life to an extent where this person feels and attributes a certain value to you, therefore relates with you and attributes that value to you, therefore they will not ask you, what are you doing today? Or what are you doing nowadays? The second reason why I do not answer that question of what are you doing nowadays is that it is a question that many people use to size you up, to give you value. So many people will ask you what you're doing nowadays to be able to place a value on you and therefore to determine at what level to interact with you, or even whether to interact with you or not. Because if you are doing something that does not benefit them, that does not show any value to them, then they will have no reason why they will actually want to carry on that discussion. So you must be deliberate about knowing what value do you bring in a relationship to the people that you hang around with, to the people that you interact with, because that is the value that people will then choose to interact with, and not you as an individual. Remember, as an individual, you are a vessel. You are a vehicle. You are a body that basically is used to ferry value. And therefore, I will, or people will interact with you based on the value that you bring to them. Remember that, why is it that some people receive more calls than other people? It is because there is a value that the people who call them know that this person is going to deliver to them if they reach out to them. Therefore, today, ask yourself, and someone did a very interesting experiment some time back, and say, if you look at your phone book, if you look at your phone call log in the last 6 hours, is it that you are the one who made more calls, or did you actually receive more calls? And then that will define what kind of a value people in your networks have placed on you. People around your networks attribute to associating with you. And then that then forms the question that we are answering in this session. And we are saying, is this question of what are you doing nowadays a legitimate question to be asked by people who value the contribution that you bring to their life? So if they do not find the value that you bring to their life, then that question will still be asked again. But if somebody defines you and attributes a very certain, deliberate, precise amount of value out of your interaction with them in their life, then that question will never arise. So let's be deliberate in this new year to actually focus on yourself. You have to be deliberate about the value that you attach to yourself, because that is the value that people are going to treat you with. And therefore, that means that if, as you continue attributing and gaining more value, you will find that question of what are you doing nowadays